What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Odio, and I'm here today to do another review for you. It's the mid-season review of Invincible, Season 3. Oh, man, I love this show. Let's get into it. Alright, I was really excited that Invincible Season 3 was coming back. I love the first two seasons of Invincible. Like, they are violent, hardcore. Like, Robert Kirkman did a great job with these comics. When I watched the first season, I went out and got all the omnibuses from the library, and I read all the Invincible comics I could find, and because I was so excited for the story to keep going. So we're at the middle of the season. Where are we? How's it going? What's this season shaping up to be? Just to be clear, the animation in this season, just like every other season, is phenomenal. You get like wicked action scenes with like blood flying everywhere, Invincible like punching through people's faces and like ripping them apart and stuff. It is so cool, man. Like, they go hard. They don't pull any punches with Invincible. He goes all the way through everybody. It's like if Superman didn't hold back at all. But he's only half, like, not Superman, he's a Viltrumite. His dad is Omni-Man, who's like one of the most badass villains in anything. Like, he's so awesome. His dad, Omni-Man, even originally killed the whole Guardians of the Globe. They're like the superheroes that are protecting it and stuff. But here we are in Season 3. Omni-Man's gone off. He's in prison somewhere in space. And Mark is now invincible. And he's like the leader of kind of the Guardians of the Globe, protecting the Earth, with his boss, Cecil, and their organization, you know, the government. So this season opens up, almost reminds you of a Dragon Ball Z style. Like, you see Invincible getting Mark, getting stronger and bigger. He can run this much faster. He's improved this much, and he's just all around better. He starts off with a cool fight with this giant monster guy, which is pretty interesting. It also turns out that his little brother is also going to have powers now, Omni-Man's other kid, and he gets a suit and everything. He's like, I want to be Kid Omni-Man. Mark's like, no, you probably don't want to be calling yourself that. That may not be a popular name. But these episodes, they're tightly packed, and they all do a good job of mixing in like the story and the violence together. And you get good villains in this. Like, they have Doc Seismic is back in this one. He can kind of talk to the monsters under the earth and whatever. And you get a slow build up, but he ends up capturing all the Guardians of the Globe. These big underground monsters come up, lava monsters, these big worms. You get some crazy action scenes. Invincible goes off to find Eve. They got to come back and like save everybody. Oh, it's really good. The first episode opens up just with a bang. It's a big fight scene, lots of killing, lots of action. Oh man, I love it when Invincible just comes in and starts smashing faces and killing things. Like, oh, especially when it's monsters or things you don't care about. So much fun. So like I said, Invincible has to kind of save everyone who gets abducted. We also get, multiple girls. She comes back. She has to come back because Multi-Paul is trying to avenge her by trying to kill Invincible. But obviously Invincible's going to kill a lot. Or he's trying to kill Rex, I think. But anyway, after the big seismic villain attack, Mark is getting annoyed at Cecil over and over again, telling him to stay away from his family and this and that. And it culminates in them going into this white room, and Cecil kind of says to him, like, you're not the be-all and end-all, right? Like, there's more than just you involved, right? And Invincible is really mad because all of them, once they get captured and get saved, they end up getting help from Dark Fang. He's like the murderous, evil Batman guy from the other one. And the Reaniman, the evil, that doctor, he like ruined his friend's boyfriend's life, and he would take people and turn them into like these monster men. Well, Cecil did not kill him or put him in jail. He's using them to make the Reaniman so he can use them. And they did save them, so Cecil thinks that should be enough. You get some cool backstory from Cecil, too. We finally figure out what the hell is wrong with this guy. Like, he actually used to be like Invincible, and when a bunch of criminals a long time ago did some horrible crimes, and then his boss brought them in, he totally revolted, shot them in the head, and was like, no, I won't work with murderers and criminals. He goes to jail for a while, learns he can work with criminals and stuff, and now when he sees Mark react the same way, he's like, what's wrong with you, Mark? And I'm like, well, you'd think he'd kind of get what's going on here, but he totally doesn't. Brings Mark into this room, which he kind of tricks him into going in, and he just attacks him with like hundreds of Reaniman. He's got this weird chip he installed in his brain, and you get these crazy sound effects coming out. Like, oh man, it was nuts. Some people think Mark was right, some people think Cecil was right, but implanting a chip, once you put that in his brain and you're giving him big sound signals, you're in the wrong for sure. So Invincible runs out of there and he runs to the Guardians of the Globe. This is when shit gets real, because actually when he finds the Guardians, he asks Robot to remove that from his head. He says Cecil's trying to kill him. Cecil's like, don't be silly, just come back with me. And then has a whole army of Reaniman attack Mark right in front of the Guardians. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Man, dude has totally lost it. So the Guardians actually have to step in. They have to fight the Reanimate and save Mark, pull the thing out of his brain, and then you get sort of a Civil War, Guardians of the Globe style, where half of them split off because they agree with Cecil, half of them don't agree with what Cecil did. They think it was crazy, and they're afraid it could happen to them, so they're getting the hell out of there. They're going back to Rex's old team, the Team. Well, they're not going to call themselves that anymore. And eventually we mosey on into episode 3. In episode 3 was honestly the worst of the first 4. It was kind of boring. Mark asks Eve out. They go on a date. It's there's a lot of like other conversations, like the Immortal having a talk with his girlfriend. You know, it was just a lot of emotional feelings, and Mark and Eve talking. I didn't really like it. I like the action parts. Although, we do get the Mauler twins. They come back and abduct a bunch of people, and Mark is there. He ends up having to go off and fight, but his brother comes with him because he can fly, and he wants to be part of the action now, and like, he just like horrendously murders them. It was like pretty nuts. I know they're bad guys, but like, it was pretty far. One of them was even like, I surrender. His brother's like, I don't care. Like, wow. Turns out Mark's brother is a lot more like Omni-Man than he is like Mark. Which is pretty cool. Adds a whole new wrinkle to it. But he's staying away from Cecil and the government now because he doesn't want Cecil touching his brother either. And because Mark's no longer working for the government, he's wearing a different suit, a blue and black, a more serious and angry suit. And his little brother gets one with an O on it. He's like, yeah, Kid Omni-Man. I love that. And Mark's like, I thought it was for Oliver. No. But I do like that the kid, he wants to call himself that. I'm like, yeah, let him do it, man. Whatever he likes is dead. Go for it. He's going to be a hero later, right? Episode 4, when that rolls around, now this is like maybe the best episode. It's kind of split into 2 storylines. So it starts off with Mark as Invincible. He ends up having to go through time. These 2 guys, Fightmaster and Dropkick, come back to get him. They steal the Declaration of Independence. It's a whole thing. Anyway, he goes to the future, and he had left, in this future, he had left the Immortal to rule over the planet, and dude was alive for like thousands of years and just totally lost it. Made the whole Earth a prison, declared wars for no reason, made these robots and stuff, and he wants Mark to kill him, and like, yeah, it's nuts. He ends up just like ripping his head out. I was like, whoa, what the heck? Like, this show is awesome. I couldn't believe it. They have this big, awesome, epic fight, and like the whole time Immortal's like, just kill me, Mark. If you kill me, the power goes back to the people, which is what happens. But like, it was crazy. And then Mark continues his date with Eve and stuff, so we kind of get the end of that. But then finally, we get over to Omni-Man. Where's Omni-Man? He's out with Alan in space and in prison. Honestly, I love all the Omni-Man scenes in this whole show, so I was really waiting. Episode 4 is a long time to wait, but you get a whole bunch of Omni-Man in prison with Alan, the giant alien, played by Seth Rogen. He does a good job, and J.K. Simmons nails it as Omni-Man. And they can kind of talk through Alan's brain, but Alan wants him to escape from prison, but Omni-Man doesn't really want to go. He thinks he deserves his fate. And these 2 Viltrumites finally come to actually finish him off and kill him. And they keep trying to kill Alan, but they can't kill him. So they engineer this big escape, but Alan's getting overwhelmed. It's so cool. He lets all these prisoners out. And Beastmaster comes back. Michael Dorn. Oh, man, he's so awesome. Like, roar! I want Viltrumites. I want battle. Oh, Beastmaster's awesome. He should get his own show. That character was dope. Anyway, when they go out, the 2 Viltrumites are beating the hell out of Omni-Man. And then Alan and Beastmaster burst in. And Alan gets overwhelmed. And he's like, Omni-Man, please help me. It's questionable how injured Alan is, but Omni-Man breaks out and goes over to help him. We get an awesome fight. Alan and Omni-Man versus these 2 Viltrumites. And like, you get the death of one of them, like 2 of their fists smashed into his head on both sides. Blam! It's so awesome. I love this show. And finally, Omni-Man and Alan are there, and Alan's like, we need to go. We need to escape. These 2 won't be the only ones. Because Beastmaster's fighting the other one. He's going at it. Like, it is, he is awesome. I love that guy. They even get shot into space. Doesn't even slow Beastmaster down. Then we get a really cool, like, unknown fact. Like, Omni-Man says to Alan, no one's coming to help. You know, we try to keep it secret, but there's less than 50 pure blood Viltrumites. Like, they don't mate with each other very often, I guess, because they're out conquering worlds. So it was a weird thing to hear, right? So there's not a lot of them, and they just smushed one of their brains, and I don't think Beastmaster's going to stop on the other one until he wins. So, wow, I loved it. Oh, I hope they cut back to some more Omni-Man in the future episodes. We get a little bit more of him. Maybe cut some more of the episodes up like this, because I love the unbroken Omni-Man for the whole last. Alan's been great too, and Mark is way better this season. He's more serious. He doesn't mess around. on. His little brother's coming up. Oh, and his mom's got some pretty good stuff going on. She's got a new boyfriend. She told him about Mark. She's trying to move on with her life and stuff. So, like I said, that was part of the emotional stuff in episode 3. Not my cup of tea, but, it's done pretty well. Either way, the Midway report card for this show is flying high. I'd at least give it like a 9 out of 10. Recommend it to anyone. If you like animation, the animation is solid. The story is interesting. They're balancing so many things. You get violence, you get love, you get hate, you get space adventures, you get aliens, you get everything. I love Invincible. Everyone should check this out. I love the show, and I think this season's amazing so far, and I can't wait to keep going with the rest of it. Thanks so much for watching this far, though, guys. I really appreciate that. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.